Here we are in Module 4, getting ready to start the fourth week of the semester. Hopefully, you've really started to settle into the groove of this class. Those first couple weeks I know were a bit challenging. I kind of like having those challenging weeks at the very beginning because it gives you time to go back and work on those throughout the first 6, 7 weeks of the course leading up to that midterm. Uh, I think the stuff we're getting into now over the next few weeks is going to be a little more familiar to you, which is probably good. And so here we are. Let's take a look at what is in Module 4 because we're also getting to the point of the semester where we are working on our competency tests. All right. So I will have another video later this week specifically about those with more details, but let's just dive in and investigate our module. So Module 4, again, whole numbers, the second half of Chapter 3, multiplication and division, and exponents. So let's drop this down. We're working on this video right now. There's, of course, PowerPoint slides. Again, if you haven't used those, I think you will find those valuable. I've really started to use those in conjunction with the way I'm making my videos. They do correlate with a lot of the work that you'll see in the videos. So there are two sets of those. Of course, there's your smart book. I re-included the printable base 5 and base 10 pieces. We will be using those again in these sections. I have, I need to move this back to that order. We have our discussion board. This is a reflection, kind of like we did back in Module 2. No specific questions other than just reflect on all of Chapter 3, right? We did 2 weeks worth of Chapter 3, and so reflect back on all of that. Consider your own learning. What did you learn from the chapter? What are you confident in? What are you least confident in? Is there new terminology that you might find challenging? Were you surprised by something? Why? Is there a question you still have? Again, you don't have to answer all of those, but just consider all of those things as you compose your quality post and respond to other classmates. So back into our module, we have lots of instructional videos. I try to make them a little bit shorter this week. There are more of them, but they are shorter. And so you'll see 5 videos for section 3.3, which is multiplication. And then another 5 videos for section 3.4, which is division and exponents. There is, of course, a homework assignment that goes along with that. At the end of the module, you'll start to see information about our competency tests. Now, I am going to be adding some more things to this over the next few days, and I will let you know when those are available. This link takes you into some information that you might use to review for that test and prepare for it. It's all about multiplication and division. You saw these links in last week's module. However, I did now add 2 new documents. Your test will be 10 questions. And so I wanted you to see very similar types of questions. So you can open Competency A practice test. You can print this, you can download it, and it is 10 questions, just like the ones that you will see on the actual test. Work those out by hand. There are the answers at the end of the document on the final page. Once you've done that, check your answers, see how you did, and then in this second document are my worked out solutions to those problems. So you can see how I went through and worked those all out. Those will help you prepare for that test a little bit more. Again, these links up here take you to Khan Academy, where you can get an infinite supply of practice questions as well. Again, there will be more information about how you're going to go about taking the competency test because you will be using Respondus Lockdown Browser and Monitor. So I'll have information about that as well. You will see Competency Test A. Now, you have a window in which you need to get this competency test done. It is 13 days long. It opens up, attempt number 1 opens up on Thursday of this week, and you have until the Wednesday of the following week to get your first attempt done. I wanted to give you an option to take it early if you wanted to, right, the end of this week, or if you want to do it at the beginning of next week, that's fine. I wanted to give you a nice long range. There will also be a second attempt and a third attempt available to you as well. Those windows don't open until later, though. Again, I'll provide more specific details about that in a separate post and video. And next week, competency test B will open. So these are going to overlap a little bit, right? I wanted to give you some flexibility. If you look at the syllabus, you'll see exactly when those dates are. So you can start preparing for competency test B as well. If you open that, you will see that it's all about integers, signed numbers, positive and negatives, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, working with exponents and order of operations. So just like before, I provided you several links to Khan Academy that will give you example problems that are very similar to the ones that are on competency test B. So again, you can start preparing for that now, even though it's not due for a couple weeks. Again, plan your schedule accordingly over the next couple weeks. So that is it. But I just wanted to make sure to give you a heads up about that test information. And again, more information will be coming later this week.